in terms of how the trans community has treated me after the fact, it's not been good, to say the least. It was a complete turnaround from the, oh wow, you're so, congratulations on the surgery, like
embracing
you're so lucky, you're finally here, finally at the last step, and I'm so proud of you. I'm so proud of you. It's all gone. No, like as soon as I started talking just about the regret and how much I hated my face and my body at the time, and how much pain I was in, people hated me just for talking about that. And I feel like a lot of that comes from the jealousy that a lot of people had for me, that they just kind of harbored over time, this resentment for me, because I was fairly young compared to a lot of my transgender friends. And I was really the only person I knew who had gotten so far into the process of medically transitioning. So these people, I was often either like a beacon of hope for them, or
a threat, right? You're a mirror showing them the mistake they've made.
Yeah, I remember this one person telling me, like, you didn't deserve to have parents who loved you this much to allow you to go this far into your transition. You didn't deserve a single part of it. And honestly, I don't agree with the bit they said about my parents, but I agree that I didn't deserve this. I deserve better. I mean, any kid deserves better than this. And yes, there also is that element of fear there, of like seeing somebody so far along, seemingly so happy under like supposedly like the most ideal set of circumstances, right? Like everybody in my life knew me as a boy. Almost everybody in my life was supportive. And I was medically transitioned. I passed as the opposite sex pretty well. And yet it failed. It was a total failure.
When you were saying that people were upset with you, where were you sharing your story on, like for them to hate you over it? Just social media? Or?
This was long before, like about a year before I started speaking out publicly.
Yeah.
So it was just like on my personal social media on Instagram. A lot of people like went after me. And a lot of people not only like abandoned me, but they purposely went out of their way to like say horrible things to me. Like, stop talking about it. Like, you're just making people uncomfortable. You're making real transgender people feel you're turning them the other way. You're like not saying that I was trying to convert anybody, but preventing them from getting the care that they need, which is such a horrible, awful thing to say to a 16-year-old girl, freshly traumatized. I remember people telling me like, you look better as a boy. Why even think about going back to a girl? And nothing they said ever deterred me. I mean, for a while, it sure made me shut up, because it was like, what awful treatment to be going through so young while I was in such a vulnerable position. But I've also kind of always had like this rebellious streak. And not to say that I like pissing people off, but I like getting into heated discussions. I like being a little bit more on the controversial side. And I realized this, and it was like, you know, like these people, they're treating me like crap. And for what? Because I'm in pain? Because I don't conform to their idea of what this is supposed to look like? It's kind of exciting, actually. I think I want to start speaking out, because it's kind of funny to watch. And also, like, not only like the entertaining aspect of it, but like speaking to those other detransitioned people, and knowing that there are other people out there who had been hurt in the very same way that I have. I mean, total systemic failure. If nobody was really, and not to say that nobody was speaking out about it, but I felt like it was a perfect time for me to jump into the discussion publicly about it and to start opening up about my experience. to the whole world. Because, I mean, compared to a lot of my detransition friends, like once I got myself together, like I was like, I'm in a pretty good situation health wise. I'm on good terms with my family. And at the time, my story was unique. I didn't know of any other kids out there who were detransitioned, anybody who had even transitioned as children. But I knew they had to be out there.
Yeah.
And I saw that the discussion around this in the media and nationally and internationally was starting to head into a new direction. And I thought, like, what better time for me to step in than now?
Hey, thank you so much for watching. Before you go, do us a favor, leave a comment, let us know what you thought of the video, like, and subscribe.